we're battling it out down here at Black Stash. My name is Chad. I'm going to be operating both of these tools today with 80 grit on both of them. We're doing a one-step process, a strip prep with 80 grit. That way our bare steel will be ready for epoxy right after we get done stripping it off. We're saving ourselves a bunch of time because this is the Eastwood do the job right. Quickly removes paint, rust, and more. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this Eastwood product. We're gonna test it out against my Hitachi polisher with 80 grit. And boy, this is definitely met its match because that Hitachi takes paint off fast. So let's check it out. Let's see which one prevails. All right, come on, Eastwood product. Let's see how good you strip. I've got this stripped. There is a lot of heat from this pad. If you slow this down, it doesn't strip as fast. You have to get this up to about 5,000 RPMs. If it's down around like 3,700 variable speed, it strips a little slower, but you see, I did do quick work in this section. Let's see where time's at. So, you know, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. I went through this rocker with this Eastwood stripper. It didn't strip as fast at a slower speed. It also got really hot. I know. And this is a rocker. It's okay to put a lot of heat on a rocker. If this was a flat panel, with this, you're going to be struggling a lot more, I already know, than with the Hitachi. It does work really good. We stripped through this very simply. Let's go to the other rocker and test out the Hitachi. As far as the scratch goes, I just want to say that the scratch with this, with 80 grit, is super fine. It's not like the 80 scratch we get with the Hitachi, with the polisher. But we did get some product off super fast. Like I said, both these products strip paint really fast. This is a really good machine. It's a little heavy. Gets panel a little hot. Bring on the Hitachi. Hitachi. I love using the polisher. The grit, the scratch that you put down on the steel substrate is a really good 80 grit scratch. With the Eastwood and that pad with the 80 grit, it's almost as if like I was using a Scotch-Brite pad. I'm gonna have to go over to the other side, run my Hitachi back over it with 80 grit just to get a good scratch in it. You can see the scratch marks from this polisher and how much nicer they are compared to the other one. And look at the time results. Like, this thing's a lot lighter, a lot lighter. That other Eastwood product is really heavy. Just holding it up that long made my arms hurt. I'd much rather go across a full complete car with my lightweight polisher and my 80 grit pad. It cleans paint off 4 times as fast, and it's prepped out for epoxy. So the time you save using the Hitachi compared to that other machine, hands down, there's not a better way than a regular polisher. This Hitachi, this is just a regular polisher, just like you use it. There's lots of different polishers you can use. DeWalt has a really nice lightweight polisher. And I mean, we brought them down here, we battled it out, we wanted to see which one was best. I had some comments saying, why don't I just use the other tool? So I brought the other tool to the table and said, hey, I've never tried that other tool, so let's try it out and make sure that when I say my polisher, my strip, my one-step process to strip and prep in one swipe, make sure it's valid and it still holds strong. So anybody wants to bring anything else up to the test, let's do it. Because I'm loving my polisher, the 80 grit, stripping down panels, getting ready to epoxy. Let's see what the time is right here. I've got probably 10 more seconds, and I almost just barely be getting done with that rocker panel over there. And I still got to go over there and put an 80 grit scratch in it with my Hitachi, which isn't going to take long. It's okay, but prepping out bare steel with 80 grit, it uses up a lot of paper on your regular DA. Like, you can only sand this much of a rocker before you got to switch out your papers with your regular sander, just your orbital sander, because then that grit's just gone. Bare steel eats up the grit on your sandpaper, and that is another reason why we're going straight to epoxy. We found this really nice, quick, simple way. We strip it down with our 80 grit, we go right to epoxy. Then when we go to prep out our epoxy, when we're sanding primer, we can use a lot less paper to prepare it for our body fillers. You know how much paper I went through just trying to get this filler up here to stick to this steel? A lot of it. Paper's expensive. So anyways, good job, Hitachi. Good job, polisher. 80 grit polisher strippings still by far holds up better than anything I've tried. I want to bring you back to this Eastwood product, this Contour stripping wheel. You know, this thing may not have beat my Hitachi polisher on a flat surface. These polishers are very great on a flat surface, and it keeps the heat down. This one you do not want to do on a big flat surface. It just takes too much time. You gotta get the panel too hot, so flat surface. But so I brought my polisher in on this little Contour, aka Contour Eastwood, where this little Contour right here can take a lot of heat, and it had a lot of product built up on it. I could press with this down in this Contour, and I could tear all that product right out and see what the steel is like underneath. And it actually, I should have videoed it, This is what I use for small contours. It's my little polisher pad with 80 grit, and it does work good. In fact, you can go back and use it on your steel to put a good 80 scratch in after this, but use this first. This thing, you can't slow it down. In this contour, I was able to dig and get all that stuff out of there a lot faster than I could with this. And the reason why is because this is a flat surface. So I'm using the edge. When I'm using the edge, your paper wants to peel up off of this. So then this moves, starts trying to flick off. It doesn't hold. Even with the polisher, you're only using the edge of the polisher, just like the small one. You're just using the very edge of this, and then it's trying to pull your paper off, and then you lose your paper. This, maybe that's why they call it the Contour SCT, surface conditioning. For contours like this, where it's heavy bodied, it's a beautiful thing. This is my buddy's, but I'm definitely gonna get one for areas like this that are contour. It definitely beat my polishers. So anyways, 2 different products for 3, and these are the bad boys of stripping. Right there, polishers and this contour stripper. So we're gonna go through this whole quarter, go underneath this. We're gonna be using this just to clean the material off and get it ready for epoxy. We're gonna go around the edges. Now we're gonna get the rest of this car into epoxy so we can continue our body filler. I've got some holes I've got to weld up real quick. We're not putting moldings on the bottom right here. And I've got to go through this weld. Someone's put quarters on, and I got to check all these holes so they don't come rusting back through on me. I'm going to use my little belt to clean up all these welds and make sure there's no pinholes. I'm going to weld it solid. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow. I'm grabbing these products, I'm testing them out, I'm trying to find what's best to use to get my time down on these big completes. These big completes, you know, they take a lot of time. If you can cut out steps and keep your quality high and keep it simplified, you're gonna make it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep high quality, simplified for people at home. Yours just for anybody who wants to watch. You want to build your own car? I'm going to try to build up all these different videos. I'm going to make a bunch of them for you. That way you can go in there, find the easiest way. You don't have much experience, but you still want a high quality job. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm dedicating my work to training you. Thanks, like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Let's get some more content out there. Let's turn you guys professionals.